finally, after a long wait and weeks of speculation, we now know who is South Africa's electricity minister. Dr. Kgosientsho Ramokgopa has been tasked with ending blackouts, but does he have the power? Joining me now for more on this and, of course, to discuss the rest of the cabinet reshuffle that was announced last night by President Matamela Ramaphosa, in studio with me is leadership expert Mazwe Majola. Mazwe, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your patience while we were live there to check the situation on the ground at Wits University, what is happening. Your overriding reaction first to this reshuffle?
Well, yes, after waiting for so long, as we have alluded to, look, a very disappointing and underwhelming announcement from the president. We were hoping to hear more from him, especially taking into consideration the amount and the time of waiting, of consultation that he has been doing. But what he came really to do, one would say, is just moving around the furniture in the house, you know, taking the table, putting there, and taking the coffee table and putting there. But yes, he tried to explain that they would not go, or they opted not to go for a full overhaul because they are just left with plus minus 12 months or just a year before the next administration. But it seems like, again, the ANC, they are not, or this inability to read the mood, because it seems like they are saying, no, we are coming back next time. We are coming back after the election.
Yeah, it seems like it's business as usual for them.
No, yeah, we are coming back. So for now, we are just putting these ones for until for the next year or so. Actually, the next, or rather the new Minister of Electricity, he might actually be the only one-year minister if ANC does not make it next year.
Yeah, it felt like it's like a stopgap measure rather than a very critical measure to address the situation. I mean, not talking about the person of Kgosientsho Ramokgopa, just the role itself. Yes. And one wonders whether he'll be effective in that role.
Yeah. So I agree with you. That's unfortunate for him, because he has been dubbed as a very effective person, efficient person, a very good project manager person.
Yeah, and he's a good leader. I mean, I met him first time in the early 2000s when he was a CEO of the Johannesburg market. Yes, and he turned it around, literally turned it around.
He went to Tshwane as a mayor, and then he did well there. So I wonder if, as I'm saying that, you know, given this mammoth task just for a year before the elections, will he really rise into an occasion and showcase what he's got? Because unfortunately, maybe the ANC might not come back next year, and then he won't be able to continue as that minister.
Yeah, and will he be given the wherewithal currently to do his job properly? Because the question of electricity intersects with two other ministries in the veterans of Gwede Mantashe and Pravin Gordhan.
Hopefully, because what we had last night when the president saying that he will be giving more powers, I'm sure they've observed that these two must not frustrate this one. So this
we'll have to wait and
see. Must be given a leeway to do his job.
Yeah, I was disappointed about another matter that came up last night. I just want to get your view, Mazwe. The president in 2018, when he came into power, among other promises he made about this new dawn, was he's going to streamline cabinet. He said at the time, I can't remember the exact words, that he's going to get people to look into how best this government can be structured and streamed. That was in 2018. 5 years later, last night, he says the same thing and pointing to National Treasury and others. For me, that was a big disappointment.
No, he is. I mean, it is. Sorry. Because you can see that, and again, is this thing of abdicating his responsibility now to the treasurer, to say, no, the treasurer, they're looking into this matter. I mean, we thought that he's the one who was going to drive it and say, I need a lean and mean and focused cabinet.
Efficient.
Efficient, yes. But now, because of pacifying and trying to please everyone within the tripartite, he ends up getting all these deputy ministers and ministers so that he can get someone or some people from COSATU, from SACP, from ANC, you know. And unfortunately, this is not good for him, because at the end of the day, we want to see the president creating a meritocratic government that is going to deliver services to people.
Okay, let's move away from the electricity and just look at the other roles in terms of the other shifts. Lindiwe Sisulu is no longer part of this cabinet, and many people had expected something like this to happen, because we know that the two of them have not seen eye to eye. She's actually openly in the past defied him or gone against what the president stands for. Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, how do you interpret that move to the presidency, but looking after women, youth and disabilities? That role was done by Maite Nkwana-Mashabane until now, who's out as well from the cabinet. And it's not such a major role. It's an important role in the sense of addressing issues around women. In fact, that means he should be leading the fight against GBV, besides the police or in addition to the police. Youth matters are important, disabilities, but it's not that, if you look at the cabinet positions. Is that a demotion for Dr. Dlamini-Zuma, you think?
It was a demotion, but I think I credit to the president for not firing him, or rather dismissing her. I think that was strategic, not for the country, but for the ANC's unity and cohesion in terms of, let's try to bring people together. So just give her something, but also bring her closer to me into the presidency, so that she can be more closer, and then whatever she does, she's here. Obviously, that ministry is a very important ministry, and then we had a very silent minister, the former minister,
Maite Nkwana-Mashabane.
She was very silent, very inactive, really. Hopefully, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma will not seeing it as a demotion, but she will take it with both hands and then do the right thing.
Okay, you've said it was a strategic move to put Dr. Dlamini-Zuma for ANC purposes close to him in the presidency and not dismiss her. You've also mentioned the fact that there's been some moves with this which are a little bit disappointing, but anything stands out for you besides what we've discussed? Are there any moves? I've had some people saying, oh, we see some new younger faces. I guess they are referring to Kgosientsho himself. I mean, compared to the other generation, to the president's generation, Gwede Mantashe's generation, he's younger. And of course, the new minister in the presidency for planning, that's Mazwe Majola. I interviewed at Nasrec during the ANC thing when he was elected as a second deputy secretary of the ANC. Anything that could be looked at and said, okay, there's something here?
My concern is, why do they do this? You know, if they really would they go back into drawing boards as ANC, will they say, will this cabinet inspire confidence? Will this cabinet reshuffle these new men and women? Will they bring hope to the people? Can they showcase with these people and say we are going to the elections with the current one and the new one, and to win the election? And I've got a concern with that, because it seems like the ANC, as I'm saying, is in a state of oblivion or arrogance, or just that inability to read the mood and read the room. You know, it's just like they don't have the sense of urgency that, look, you know, there's so much at stake here. We might not come back, you know, next year. If we do come back, we come back with other parties assisting us, which we won't have power to put our own people the way we would like to, as we have seen and witnessed in the municipalities. So I think ANC has lost a golden opportunity to really assure South Africans that, look, this time around we mean business.
Yeah, I like how you say the ANC has lost an opportunity, because it's not, while the constitutional prerogative is up to the president, with such a lengthy consultation of the last few months, it tells you that he had to put somehow the party's interest ahead of the country's interest at this stage. We'll have to wait and see what the next few months will bring. Thank you very much, Mazwe Majola, a leadership expert, for his views as we were unpacking the new cabinet that's now in place.